Let It Be, one of Paul's most popular songs, was begun in 1968 and was finished up during the so-called Get Back sessions. What's generally not realised is that the song lacked a final verse all through January 1969, right up until the moment the final take was recorded.
I see there's only those two verses on. Watch me.
We'll write some more, should we?
That's a possibility, I suppose.
Have we had Hour of Darkness?
Yeah.
All along, Paul and the others had been aware of the missing verse, but couldn't quite figure out what to do, Paul often throwing in dummy lines as he waited for some divine inspiration. There are many examples in the tapes.
Let it be, yeah, let it be. Now somewhere out in Weybridge is a cat whose name is Babaji. There will be the answer. You will be a good girl. Let it be. I know you may be told off. You will still be able to see that there must be an answer.
Even John and George would sometimes chip in with comedy lines, or where there were still no proper lyrics.
When you find yourself in Garston Gasworks,
Find yourself in Garston Gasworks.
don't let it bother you.
The dingle is a long way to the home. And in my darkest hour, she is standing right in front of the tree.
Lavatory.
There will be an answer. When I
And
find
in my
myself
hour of
in
darkness,
times of heartache,
She is standing
now,
left in front of me, squeaking turds of whiskey over me, over me.
Of course, the project itself was a serious one, and the song would need to be completed properly. It's interesting in reviewing the tapes to hear several proposed lyrics being considered along the way, including one from George which he came up with the night before.
When darkness hangs itself upon me.
When darkness hangs itself upon me, darkness hangs itself. Yes, right, you're right there about another verse.
Oh, he's right, yeah.
He is right.
Captain Marvel comes to me.
Brother Malcolm.
Bloody Mary comes to me.
Paul tried his best to find a final verse, several more ideas coming to mind.
Need of someone turns and let me. There's a little love, let it be. When I wake up to a day of sadness, up to heartache, oh, you make it difficult.
Nothing seemed to quite fit, and on the last day of the project, Paul had almost given up, suggesting he just repeat the first verse and amend the melody line.
Trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Might just be Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, yeah, yeah. Okay. Because I'll just have to repeat that verse.
It was right at the end of the last working day, 31st of January, when Paul finally had his inspiration. He wrote the last verse, "When the night is cloudy," and so on, just in the nick of time. 2 takes were immediately done, takes 27A and 27B, the last things recorded for the whole project, and the only 2 examples where Let It Be is complete. One other thing to note, Paul had written that last verse with an internal rhyme, "Shine on till tomorrow, and there will be no sorrow." But he made a mistake and sang "speaking words of wisdom" instead. That's the unnoticed error which will always be on the version we know and love, in a verse which came within a whisker of not being there at all. They just did it, with literally minutes to spare. This and many other interesting discoveries were made during research for my new book, Let It Be, The Making of the Beatles' Final Album. Book 2, The Apple Sessions and Beyond. You can find it on Amazon. In writing it, I have examined the 100 hours of Get Back tapes in full, in unprecedented detail, and you'll be amazed at some of the things which have emerged.